You may recall just a few days ago, our good friend Joey Hecht was in our studio here at JM in the AM, and let's just say things have changed. The landscape's a little bit different out there when it comes to what's happening in Israel, but that should not stop anybody from thinking very seriously about the next step, something that we've been emphasizing here for a long, long time, but now we really are emphasizing on a very practical basis. And Joey Hecht has been a partner with us in all of this. Israel One Stop is your one-stop shop, your one-stop place, your one-stop address for everything you'd ever need to actually purchase and maintain an apartment, a residence in Israel, in multiple cities all over the country. They represent every area and neighborhood you can imagine. And as Joey and I were discussing off the air a moment ago, we would hope that the current situation would only encourage people to continue to move forward with their goal of being a homeowner in the state of Israel. Joey Hecht, Israel One Stop, a pleasure to welcome you back to JM in the AM.
Thank you very much for having me again. I feel like I'm home. It's like a Malcolm Kavu I'm sitting here.
You know the place well, thank God.
I know the place well.
And hopefully our listeners will get to know our holy place very well.
Absolutely.
Our beloved state of Israel over the next couple of years, because as you have indicated, those who've taken this journey seriously, if they've gone ahead and have thought that their family needs to be in Israel, the future of the Jewish people, and specifically their family and their community is in the state of Israel, there are a lot of opportunities out there.
There's a lot of opportunities, and imagine now, what a better way to show our friends in Israel that are home now with their kids because they're learning on Zoom. They're not being able to go to work. Their economy's getting slammed. I'm hearing people are considering canceling Pesach because they might not be able to get into Israel.
Right.
Hotels are going to go. What a better way to show our brothers and sisters that if you were considering, not for somebody who wasn't ready to buy, but you were on the fence, you were considering buying, now is the time to buy. You know, interestingly, it's historically that whenever there's a war, what happens to the prices right after war? They go up. You would think they're going to go down, but historically after every war, prices go up. By the time Pesach comes or after Pesach, you could already own an apartment, a pre-construction, and I could do all the work for you remotely. We could have paperwork signed, a notary and an apostille.
You don't even have to go to Israel for Pesach to do that.
You can't even go to Israel, period. There's no flights. My point is you could own in Israel by the time Pesach comes through Israel One Stop, all remotely. On new projects. For example, we have in Yerushalayim, Melech HaAretz, we have Rami Levy, we have Eden, we have in the Holy Land projects, we have in Netanya, we have in Beit Shemesh, we have multiple areas, all new projects with 20% down and 80% on the back end. Now, people are not aware that you have to put down a purchase tax of 8% besides the broker fee and the legal fee, but you could delay the purchase tax to the end and pay a 4% interest
rate. Purchase tax.
The full purchase tax at 8%. So if that purchase tax comes out to $50,000 or $70,000, you could push that off to the end and not have to pay now. Yes, they're going to charge your interest rate, but if you're on the fence with money, the sweet spot is $250,000 to $300,000 all in now with the 20%. So if somebody has...
That's what you need right now.
That's what you need. It's going to be about $1 million to $1.3 million. You do all the math. 20% translates to, with the exchange rate, about $250,000 to $300,000. If people at home listening were on the fence and they wanted to get in, they need a service like mine that does all the service. We were talking offline before. Right. If you try to do this on your own, it's practically impossible. Right. You got to find your own lawyer. You got to find your own broker. You got to find your own interior designer. You got to find your own transfer. You
got to find someone on the ground in Israel.
Find someone
taking care of
and
them.
Who's quarterbacking each one. Right. Here in America, it's very different. You hire a broker. You find a house. You go to closing, you never see them again. You never talk to them again because you're here, you don't need it. Right. You need somebody boots on the ground in Israel who's backing you up. And you know where to find me. I live in Grey Neck. I'm not going anywhere. I've been here for 30 years.
Who wants to be an absentee purchaser when you're buying something for $1 million or more?
And all my clients call me after they bought and got the key and they said, there's no way we could have done this without you, Joey. How do you do this? They don't understand. They can't do it on their own. Imagine you flew
Once you go through it, it's easy to understand because you see how many things had to be done.
Right, and I'm sure many of your listeners have heard from people who bought how difficult it was. And the thing, and what, they're listening to Joey Hecht from Israel1stop and saying, with you, it's going to be easy. Yes, I have many clients as referrals. If they call, they'll be happy to share their experience with us. And we take care of every process from A to Z, even beyond, even after you moved in.
You even have rabbis on that client list.
We have, by the way, last time we spoke, remember that I have appointments. I actually had an appointment with a rabbi. I can't mention anything about it now. But he mentioned to me that there are two types of ways that rabbis are putting their names to the project. One is they're actually making aliyah. They're notifying their shul that they're retiring in 3 years, and they're moving into a specific project, and they're going to be living there.
Right.
There are other rabbis that are putting their name on a project, and they're going to be overseeing hashkafically. It's kind of like a CEO, and basically guarantee to people there'll be a shul and a minyan hashkafically of what they were used to back home. And they're guaranteeing that they're going to put a rav in there, and it's going to be under the umbrella of what they're used to in America. And they're going to be pushing specific projects, specifically in Yerushalayim, because they feel that we want to, bless you, we want to have people not scattered all over the place. We want a group of people in one or two buildings. So you have people that have Shabbat together, davening together, like it is here, right? What do you do on Shabbat? You invite friends over. You have people over. And Eretz Yisrael, you want the same thing. So if you have one living in this community, one living in that community, you don't have a community. So he wants to feel that he wants to get a group of people from his community buying one or two specific projects close to each other, and he's going to give the hashgacha like a CEO and oversee all the halachic and spiritual parts of this building. So hopefully by the next time I'm on the air, I'll be able to announce some special news.
Okay, and we have, and when last time you were here, we actually went through some of the names of the rabbis, and there are many in the United States right now who are, in fact, heading to Israel in the next year or two. Some of them announced 3, 4, 5 years. And they're going to be there to greet everybody and to be part of the community and to lead the community in their specific project. Now, one of the things that people discuss is taking $200,000 or $250,000 or $300,000, whatever it is, investing that 20%, and they are under the impression, you could tell me if I'm right or wrong, they're under the impression that by the time that building is built,
I'll answer the question for you. It would have appreciated already.
For sure?
For sure.
That happens all the time?
All the time. I could tell you why.
So if someone needs 1.2, 1.3, they really need to drop less.
They need to drop based on what it's going to be when it's going to be completed. And how could I tell you that? Every project has different phases. Pre-construction, the first 20% that they sold. As they make sales, prices already go up within the project. So, for example, in Netanya, Africa, Israel has 4 towers. The first group of towers was building C and D. Those sold out. Then they started selling B, which we're representing. The pre-sale was a certain price. They hit a certain threshold. They already changed the price by 5-10%. When they sell out building B, when they get to building A, it's already a new price point. So the people who bought in the first building, by the time the last building sold, they already made money.
So forget about completion. But a year from now,
a year and a half from now, yes,
the price could already go up.
In Katamon, there's a Rav in my community who bought in Soho for 2.5 million shekel. That project's 2.93 million right now on paper. He's not selling it. He's not flipping it. But your money's going to appreciate. That's the whole point. You're locking in 2026 pricing for something that's going to be ready in 2030.
Right. And in 2030, it'll be worth a lot more.
And then if you wanted to buy it in 2030, you would have paid whatever it is. I'm not here to predict pricing. And I'm not saying only strictly.
But it's a trend
It's a trend. And I'm not saying buy strictly for an investment. Buy because it's Israel. Buy because it's Zionistic play. Buy because it's a halachic obligation to own in Israel. Buy for those reasons. But at the end of the day, you could be assured you're not losing money in Israel. I've never heard of anybody say, I made a mistake, I bought in Israel and I lost money. Have you heard anybody say that?
No, I don't. I can't think of anybody who's actually invested in Israel in real estate and has come out of the short end. I can't think of anybody.
But you do know people, including yourself, who will say, I was thinking of buying 5, 10, 15 years ago.
Don't even start that.
And they'll say, I missed the boat. And you know what my answer to them is? You didn't miss any boat. The boat is constantly moving. Somebody told me in my shul, it's like back in the day when you have the taxi meters and they turn on the taxi meter and it's running. And then you get to your destination and they shut it off.
Right.
In Israel, the meter's constantly running. It doesn't shut off. The pricing keeps moving. People are moving from the UK, from France, from America. The growth from within the Israeli society. And there's only one Israel. If you want to be in Yerushalayim and Katamon within 2 blocks, there's no other place to go. The Jews have only one place to emigrate to. It's Eretz Yisrael. There's only one shoreline in Tel Aviv, one shoreline in Netanya. There's more buyers than sellers. So the prices are going to go up.
You know, it's funny. The other day I was talking to somebody. I was actually participating in a conversation with a couple other people, and one was lamenting that they had bought silver. I think it was $23 an ounce,
right? And
how much they regretted that they didn't buy more at that time. And the third person in the conversation said, "No. What does that mean? You can't regret it. You bought what you could, and you were able to afford and obtain what you were able to, and that's the end of it."
It's interesting you say that. I was telling you earlier, I was at the Allgemeimer dinner last night. So they were honoring one of the donors who passed away, and they asked him, why did you get involved, and what's your advice for people on investing? He said, assets are going to go up. Cash is going to go down.
Right.
And he went through assets. He said real estate, gold, paintings, watches, cars. Assets, hard assets, up. Money, down.
And that's why...
And listen, if you have money in the bank, it's appreciating. You have $1 million sitting in the bank, inflation's what, 3, 4, 5%? You're losing money. Every year you're losing money. You buy a building. My parents bought in Borough Park in 1974 for $63,000. How much did I sell it for 3, 4 years ago?
I would think 20 times the amount.
A little under $2 million. In Eretz Yisrael, if you're buying land or a home, new or resale, you're not losing money. It's Israel.
Right. And as many say when they see the market tank, once in a while, or, a crash of 2008, etc., if you're patient and you just, you'll see it go up.
It's an opportunity to buy a second and a third home. Don't panic. Correct. Your money is safe. You ask any
Rav, panic, you'll end up at zero.
Ask any Rav, where's the safest place for Jews to be?
Right.
Even now, with the bombings from Iran, from Lebanon, where will they tell you to be?
Yeah, of course.
Yerushalayim.
Yeah.
Israel's the safest place for Jews to be.
There's a video of somebody asking the Lubavitcher Rebbe about bringing back their daughter from Israel. It must have been during the Gulf War. Bring back their daughter from seminary because of the situation in Israel. And the Rebbe reacts like, where is there a safer place for a Jewish person?
Right.
But there are rockets and bombs. Where is there a safer place for a Jewish person? So, hey. Look at this. We're giving investing advice.
Exactly.
We're quoting Rebbes here. Come on.
The bottom line is I'm providing a very needed service for people who are looking to buy in Israel who don't know even where to begin. What do I do? How do I find any of these services?
Right.
I figured that out after October 7th, and I put together an amazing team that has every service you would ever need. A mortgage broker, a money transfer, lawyer, brokerage, everything under one roof. And even after, when you own the apartment, you might call me and say, Joey, how do I hook up the electricity? I'll help you with that. I want to rent the apartment. I'll help you with that. I want somebody to manage the apartment. I'll help you with that. I'm helping you through the whole process. I'm actually like holding your hand like a little child in shul and walking you around so you don't get lost. You have somebody quarterbacking the entire process. And if you try to do this on your own, and I'm telling you, it's almost impossible.
And one of your key people is our good friend David Rabhan.
Absolutely.
Who a lot of people in this audience know, and who also speaks very enthusiastically about what you do here for everybody in the United States.
And he has a heart of gold, and he does things that no other broker in Israel is willing to do. Israeli brokers are like this. Call me when you're ready to buy.
Right.
Don't bother me.
I had that once.
Call me when you're ready to buy, and when you're actually in Israel.
Right.
When you're in Israel and you're ready to buy, give me a call. They don't want to deal with phone calls. I spent on this past Sunday, I had 4 calls, an hour each call. And I told them, we're not in a rush. We're going to interview you. We're going to do a full intake, see what your needs are, figure out what you want, where you want to live. A lot of people told me, I'm not sure if I want to be in Yerushalayim. I don't know if I've been Beit Shemesh. Help us make a decision. And I asked them certain questions, and they said, based on what you just told me, I definitely don't want to be in Yerushalayim. I definitely don't want to be here, but I said, okay, now we're getting somewhere. We're helping people.
Yeah, of course. We're guiding them.
We're guiding them, and we have everything that they need under one umbrella. And they know where to find me. Come to Greinick Synagogue any Shabbos.
Best phone number for Joey Hecht?
516-319-3999. I'll repeat that again. 516-319-3999. Shoot me a WhatsApp, a text message. You could also feel free to email me at Joey@Israel1stop.com. That's the numeric 1. Many people after the last show called me within 5 minutes of getting into my car.
All right.
I pulled over.
Let's hear it for the JM audience.
I pulled over on the road and I started making calls like, you call me back already? I said, of course, we got to work. We got to work.
We got to get going.
I got to help the people in Israel, and I got to help you find your dream home in Israel.
2 more things.
Sure.
People may be wondering, Joey Hecht was just here recently.
Right.
Why is he back so quickly?
Because we both have a passion.
Well, 1 second.
I'll let you finish.
Let me tell the real story.
Go ahead.
The real story is that after your appearance last time, you and I had a little powwow and said to each other that there are a lot of people on this side of the world that are heading to Israel for Pesach.
Right.
And I mean, I can't even imagine the numbers, thank God, that always travel to Israel for the Shalosh Regalim. But this year in particular, many, many people planning to be there for Pesach. And what you wanted was that those who did want to see something...
schedule an appointment.
Exactly. If they wanted to see something, right in front of them, if they wanted to actually visit a site or meet with your broker, or whatever the case may be, they'd be able to do it during Chol HaMoed.
We'll spend an hour or two with you, take you to different sites.
Right. And then...
Go ahead.
You know what happened?
Then we got a war. We're living through biblical history.
That's correct.
We were in shul reading Parsha Zachar. At that same moment, there were planes flying over Iran.
It's crazy. Huh?
It's insane.
So, obviously, unfortunately, and this is not a criticism, it's a reality, and I say it that way because normally it would be a criticism. However, now you just can't go. Right. You practically can't go. So, again, a lot of people are not going to be going through with their plans for Pesach, but those who do find themselves there, because who knows, there may be some brave people who are waiting it out, and they're going to see what happens 2 weeks from now, and, et cetera,
Absolutely.
et cetera. This is an opportunity for you to call Joey, set up something,
an appointment.
And Chol HaMoed, we know you're allowed to buy in Israel on Shabbos, right? It's a halachic thing. It's a famous halachic thing. So imagine Chol HaMoed for sure. You could go visit a site.
It's interesting. David told me the other day, David was a former rabbi.
Right.
He was at Cherry Lane for many years.
Correct.
That's how I met him originally. He told me there's a Gemara that's so important to buy in Eretz Yisrael that a guy
can sign the contract
on Shabbos could sign the contract.
Correct.
I said, David, could you please repeat that to me? He said it's so important halachically to own an Eretz Yisrael
you could have
that a
sign
guy
it for you.
could sign for you.
Correct.
I said, you got to be kidding me.
So imagine anyone who's thinking, what I mean, Pesach, I'm going to go, Chol HaMoed Pesach, you can go visit a site and see what's going on and meet with somebody who's going to show you the neighborhood.
And by the way, for those people who can't come, we could still show them. David will walk around with a Zoom.
Right.
With his phone, and Lil will give them a tour of the project location, the area of the community. Bottom line is, I'm here for people. Israel1stop is a seamless company with all the services under one umbrella. I do this from my heart. I love to help people. People think I'm making a ton of money doing this. It's not about the money. I love people. I love Israel, and I want to service them. And I want them to come to me when I see them in a shul, in a hall, and say, Joey, thank you so much, and give me a big hug.
One more thing to prove that you love people.
Sure.
You don't spend the bulk of your day dealing with Israel real estate.
No.
You do spend the bulk of your day. I cannot get over this. And it works right into our big topic tomorrow, because tomorrow we hope to kick off our month of Nissan Chesed campaign. We're hoping to do it because one of the most important things is to remind people about the big and small things they could do for others before Pesach. Pesach is a very challenging holiday.
Absolutely.
A lot of people have needs. Even those who don't have needs, even those, it's a holiday that chokes you financially, and the smallest gesture can help out an average family in our community. A lot of kids out there, and it can help. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow, and we hopefully will be introducing our this year's iteration of the Nissan Chesed campaign. But you spend an inordinate amount of time on a daily basis, literally being a shadchan for Chesed projects out there, and I think that's a big inspiration for people. Tell us about that.
So you mentioned Pesach. For the last 20 years through Onyx Shabbat, I personally guaranteed $25,000 a year to feed thousands of people. So basically, I told Rebbitzin Deutsch, I'm guaranteeing $25,000, and I'm looking for partners to partner with me. If I don't get a partner, I'm on the hook for $25,000.
Right.
If I get one partner, I'm on the hook for half.
But you always take that risk.
And I take that risk every year. This year, I decided to do upstate New York. There's a tremendous need in all the Liberty, all the different areas. They told me there are 250 families. We need $25,000. Baruch Hashem, I'm at $21,000. I'm going to get my goal. In fact, I'm raffling off a $6,000 tennis bracelet this year as an added bonus with a $180 ticket. But I'm not here to do fundraising. My point is
I just want you to inspire the people.
That is my passion. And I told you, I think last time, I said out of the 613 mitzvot, Hashem says you could only test me with one of them. If you go to dailygiving.org, I have a video that they asked me to post over there. And they have 100 of the most influential organizations, Hatzalah, Chai Lifeline, Eliezer, Camp Hask, in Israel, 50% here. And I spend my days encouraging people to do chesed. That's what I do. That's really my main passion. Selling real estate is another passion because I believe in the biblical need to own in Israel.
But what's interesting about, you mentioned, for instance, you spoke to Rebbetzin Deutsch, right? What's interesting is that you have no idea when you make this commitment what's going to happen.
I have no idea.
All you do is start making phone calls, and you start to, hey, I need 1,000, I need 1,800, I need 2,500.
I have emunah and bitachon. And by the way, I have chutzpah. I call my own Rav. I say, Rabbi, you have a discretionary emergency fund. I need $1,000. Can I count on you? Joey, for you, of course. I call my other Rav. Rabbi, I need $1,000 from the discretionary fund. Could I count on you? For you, Joey, absolutely.
But you call a lot of Balabatim also.
I call Balabatim, and it's interesting. People are waiting to get the call from me because they know that I'm sincere. First of all, I'll put the money in first. I'm never going to come to you for something that I don't believe in. I put it in first. And I've been to these distributions. These cars pull up. The way they do these distributions, it's with dignity. You pull up with your car. You don't get out. You pop the trunk. You have to be vetted in advance. You have a little card like when you go to school to pick up your kid on the windshield. They have a little sign that says they were able to come in and get vetted. The trunk is open. Somebody loads their trunk and they drive away. And they have everything for Pesach. Chicken, eggs, grape juice, matzah. It's unbelievable.
Where do they do this?
They do it different places. In the armory, it's unbelievable. And I videotaped this for many, many years. And this year they said to me, there's a tremendous need upstate. Do that. I'm involved with Israel1stop, Hatzalah. I'm involved in many organizations. My passion, your good friend Dovi Weiss from Shavei Chevron.
Sure.
I've done tons of fundraising. He called me for Purim. He said, we're giving out hundreds of Mishalach Manot for soldiers. Show them Hakara Tov. He says, Joey, can I count on you? I said $1,000. I didn't even hesitate. You know why? Because whatever you give, you get back. If your audience wants to know the secret to getting rich, give tzedakah. Even though it's commanded to give, but many people don't understand. If you make $1 million, you have to give $100,000. They say, yeah, I gave $100 to my shul. I gave $36 there. I'm paying tuition. I'm paying this. I gave. But most people are not giving exactly 10%. If you focus on giving exactly 10%, I promise you, you'll be rich.
You're unbelievable. You also promised us that we'd reach our goal of 500 donors, and we got way more.
You surpassed it.
And we didn't believe it when you said it, but hey, like you said, you keep doing the right thing and move forward, and you're going to reach that goal.
I listen every day to 10 minutes to Daily Bitachon. And he basically says,
Michael Safdie.
Yeah, stop worrying. He said, Tarish Maris.
Leave it up to him.
Hashem runs. What are you worrying about? If you're worrying, you don't have emunah. Stop worrying. And your clients who are listening, your audience who's listening, have emunah. If you put the 20% down, you will have the money on the back end to pay the balance.
You're amazing. Those of you out there, if you've ever considered purchasing property in Israel, you want that apartment, 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, balcony.
Sukkah balcony. Although in Yerushalayim, sukkah balconies are rough. There are some.
In Yerushalayim?
In Yerushalayim, yeah. There are some. Yeah.
I thought they stopped that whole thing.
No, there are certain floors on the top floors where there's an ability, or sometimes it's a partial sukkah balcony.
Right.
Generally, there isn't because they're built one on top of each other, but we have a handful of people who are interested.
Some buildings have gyms. Some buildings have synagogues.
Swimming pools.
Some buildings have swimming pools.
So Melech Haaretz right now is a project.
What neighborhood?
It's right next to Ornona, a block away, on Derech Hebron.
Yeah, sure.
It's a gated community, called a gated community. It's not a physical gate. Right. It's got a park on premises, 3 towers, 100 per tower, amazing views, park on the property, pool on the property, shul on the property, gym on the property, multi-purpose room, a child's room. Unbelievable project.
Incredible. Israel1stop.
Israel1stop.com. Joey Hecht, 516-319-3999. Looking forward to hearing from you. Zero obligation. If you work with us and we find you something, only then do you pay us. It's get a free education. Call me. I'm not going to charge you for talking to you.
You're unbelievable. Last time you were here, I told you I wanted to send you something.
Okay.
Because you had been so adamant about the topic of bitachon, of faith.
Right.
In the one above. And then when I heard you were coming back here, I said, no need to send it to you. I could present it to you. So this is, and boy, if you like Michael Safdie, you're going to love this. This is Rabbi Sutton's Bitachon Pesach book.
Wow.
That actually starts with Purim, and there's a whole section
so much.
Each day as you get up to Pesach.
Could you please autograph it for me?
It would be my honor, to say the least.
I appreciate that. And you know what? Without emunah bitachon, we don't have a life. We don't have a life. Without that, we don't exist.
That's the key.
How could you exist? We wake up in the morning, we say, Moda ani lefanecha. Why are we saying that? Because we're thanking Hashem for waking up. We're thanking Hashem for everything that we have. Even when you have bad in your life, it's a bracha. People don't understand it. During 9/11, how many people do you know that got into a car accident, missed their train, tripped down the steps, twisted their ankle, and Hashem was protecting them not to be in that building on 9/11? How many stories were there in the Sbarro pizza shop where somebody was on line, got off the line during that period, the person was holding him the line when the bomb blew? There's 1,000,001 stories. Hashem is always with us. Even when we think or perceive it's bad, Hashem is actually doing only good for us all the time.
You're amazing. All right, Joey Hecht.
I appreciate it. And I appreciate you having me back. I have a feeling I'm going to be back here next week.
Really? Coming back?
And the week after as well. I want people to know that Joey Hecht and Israel1stop is here for them. And whether they buy or not, I want them to have the opportunity to know that there's a company here for them to buy anything they need in Israel and all the services.
You're amazing. Our thanks to Joey Hecht. Hey, what can we say, folks? One thing we all believe, and that is the future of the Jewish peoples in the state of Israel. Simple as that. And here's somebody who's ready to make it happen for you and your family. More coming up. It's a Tuesday at JM in the AM.